EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for January 9th, 2024. It is Tuesday. The Tuesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. With the winter season settling in, you'll probably be spending a little bit more time inside over the next couple of months. Why not add a little color to the inside of your home or home office, or freshen up that kitchen or bathroom? They get so much use. They specialize in residential and commercial repaints, wallpaper removal, and they can apply any custom colors that your heart desires. You want the job done right from someone who knows what they're doing and aren't going to cut corners. Mark Damiani Painting is family owned and operated with over 40 years in business, so you can't go wrong with their exceptional attention to detail and great customer service. Serving the southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them now to schedule a free estimate. The phone number above me, 484-571-9233. Mention EPAWA, and you can receive 15% off the total cost of any job that is scheduled between now and March of 2024. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsors of the Tuesday video forecast. So today, we talked about this the last couple days here. This is another high-impact system affecting the region. This is this is going to be a big deal today. It really is. And I hate using sensational. Everybody knows me. I hate using sensationalistic headlines, headline grabbers, stuff you see in the media, right? Like the big, oh my God, polar vortex is coming. It's going to kill us all. So I'm not into that kind of stuff. But when I start talking about things in terms of this being a dire situation, it's time to start paying attention. Okay, this is not a joke, and we have. Not only the systems that we had in December, which were plentiful. We had 3 major systems in the month of December. Most recently, December 28th, 27th, and 28th is when we had our last 2+ inches of rain across the region. And then we had this weekend system that dumped both rain and snow. We're going to have a situation now with a snowpack on the ground in areas that still have it. You're going to have a rapid snowmelt, combined with the fact that the ground was already saturated to begin with from everything that happened in December. And then you're going to get 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain on top of that. So that's just not a good recipe for anything that would be considered good. To top it all off, we're going to have windy conditions that are going to lead to some power outages too. So this is not a good situation today that we're going to be dealing with. Now, it is going to come in this morning as showers, and in the northern areas, northern and northwestern areas, out towards central Pennsylvania, far northern Pennsylvania, will have a start as snow, okay? There are actually winter weather advisories for parts of central PA to include Center County, Huntington County, Mifflin County, Juniata County, places like that within our coverage area out here in central PA, near State College and Point South. You probably could have extended to that to Lycoming as well, especially northern Lycoming, northwest of Williamsport, because I think you're going to get a couple inches there too. But that's just a small part of this. And then once this is all going to change over to rain, even those areas that start off as snow, but we have. What makes this a difficult system to deal with synoptically is we have a meridional flow. So if you look at these red lines, I always talk about these lines of equal pressure, which are here, right? These are the isobars. Those are the black lines. Black lines are the closer they are, the higher the wind gusts are. But in this case, we have, if you look at the red lines here, they are almost north to south. See that here? That is a meridional flow, and that means we have everything at all levels, going all the way up, aligned perfectly to allow for windy conditions today. So that is going to be the problem today. I know everybody's worried about the focus on the rain and the heavy rain. That is an issue in of itself, but we also have the wind to compound this problem. It's going to make it worse. So this is going to go through this evening. This evening is going to be the worst part of this whole entire process. We're showery up until about mid to late afternoon. Then we get steadier periods of rain, and then it gets heavy this evening, and it doesn't let up until a little bit past midnight. This is not something that's going to linger into Wednesday, however, but we will have residual cold air advection-related wind gusts to deal with here on Wednesday as well. So let's get over to the NAM high-res future simulated radar. I'm going to start this off here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Nothing going on yet, but you can see as this moves forward, here's 10 o'clock in the morning. Look at State College out here and places across Union and Snyder County also getting into this action. Lycoming, Clinton County, all getting snow at the onset. Some of that will get in Northeast PA a little bit, but I won't get too excited in those areas unless you get up here in parts of Wayne and Pike counties, maybe Susquehanna as well. But you're really not going to be dealing with a whole lot there. Maybe like a coating or an inch, maybe inch and a half in a few places. Luzerne, Lackawanna, maybe northern Carbon, northern Monroe, and the higher elevations start off as snow as well. But we're going to go over to rain everywhere. So we get to the afternoon. Again, it's just showery everywhere else further east. But as we move forward in time, we get into steadier rain in mid to late afternoon. And this will become heavy at times through the evening. This is going to lead up to the squall line, which you can see right here. This is the squall line, which is going to be the pinnacle of the wind gusts that we're going to have. It's going to be building up until that point. We're going to be quite windy all the way through the end of the evening. But when this moves through, that is the pinnacle of the wind, and that is going to produce some wind gusts that are going to be 50 miles per hour or greater in some cases, okay, especially in elevations in the interior. I think the highest wind gusts that you're going to see today are going to be like right in here along the shore points where you're going to see the potential for 60 mile per hour winds, okay? So there's going to be some pretty high wind gusts involved with this entire system, but the interior looking at generally 35 to 45, maybe some isolated gusts to 50 in the elevations most notably as this moves through. But you get just past midnight, this is already done. Okay, this is it. And we're not dealing with anything after that point. As terms of snowfall, again, not much. Again, mostly out here in central Pennsylvania State College, most of Center County, Clinton County, parts of Lycoming County, Tioga County, Bradford County, Susquehanna, and then parts of the higher elevations here in Northeast PA to include Wayne, Pike, and parts of Luzerne and Carbon and Monroe, okay? So we're not doing a whole lot here in terms of snow, and it's not, this is all going to change over to rain anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but this is just falling in the form of snow initially because it's cold enough. Here's what we're looking at in terms of total precipitation for this event. Again, widespread 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain. Excuse me. The higher elevations will do a little bit better because we have a little bit of an orographic lift southeaster wind component pressing against the ridge here that could squeeze out a little bit more precipitation in the Poconos. We talked about this yesterday. This is an area that already has about anywhere from 9 to 12 inches of snow still on the ground in some of these areas. So this is going to be a dire situation for them, combining the snow melt with the heavy rain and probably heavier than anywhere else in the region. And then you have the wind to add to this too. This is not a good setup. This is why the wind is a problem. It's because you have the low-level jet screaming overhead during the evening on Tuesday. So we're going to see the winds pick up. This morning's not too bad. Once you get in the afternoon, it pick up a little bit. Once you get late afternoon, and I'm using the NAM here on purpose. This is not to show you, forget these wind speeds. These actual numbers here are way too high. The NAM is not something we use for synoptic gusts. However, what I will say about this is it's giving you a visual of how this is increasing. That's basically what I'm using it for. And the longer you go through the evening, the higher it gets to culminate with this squall line coming through where the peak gusts are going to be found, and that's going to go all the way to the coast. Yeah, the NAM here has 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. Obviously, that's not correct, but we will see some gust here close to 60 in eastern portions of New Jersey, especially coastal areas, until this moves off. Interior, we're looking at more like 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts, and then some isolated gusts, 50 to 55 in a few spots, and then it moves off the coast. And then we die down overnight, and then after that, here on Wednesday, we have cold air advection-related wind gusts that are generally 25 to 35 miles per hour with some peak gusts to 40 during the day, but this is only going to be like in the 9 to 5 p.m. window, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. window, because then after sunset, this dies off pretty quickly, and we diminish to pretty much nothing overnight. So a lot to unpack there, but that's what we're dealing with here on Tuesday and Tuesday night, most notably Tuesday evening. That's really the worst part of this entire thing. And then guess what? We go back to mostly sunny skies here, a mix of clouds and sun here on Wednesday with those breezy conditions, then mostly sunny skies on Thursday. And then Friday, we have another system coming at us. Now, this one here, again, we were talking about those lines of equal height, which are the red lines. This one here is not aligned meridionally. It is more like a southwest to northeast flow. So I don't expect during the storm it's going to be especially windy like it is going to be for this one. But in the wake of this system, as this pulls away, it's going to bring another inch and a half of rain to us here on Friday night, late Friday night, probably done by late in the night here on Friday is the way it looks right now. But then you're going to have some cold air advection related wind gusts here on Saturday. They probably will be higher than Wednesday. Okay, so cold Wednesday's in the wake of that system is going to have cold air advection related wind gusts. Saturday's probably going to be the same thing, but it's going to be a little bit higher potential for the trailing winds after the system exits. Okay, so that's Saturday. And then after that, we go to Sunday. We're partly cloudy. Monday, we are increasing clouds ahead of this system, which could bring us possible snow as we get into next Monday night and Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on this here. This is a winter storm signal that we have listed in the long-range outlook, so this is not far-fetched, and this is at a time when colder air is available. We're going to be turning pretty cold going from Saturday to Sunday. We're talking about a 20 degree difference in high temperatures between Saturday and Sunday, and then it remains cold here for the week ahead at least. To the entire third week of the month of January will be colder than average, below average temperatures. So anything coming in here is most likely going to be snow at that point. So we have to watch and make sure this one tracks just right in order to get to us. But that could be a third system that we're talking about here just in the next 7 or 8 days. I'm EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for January 9th, 2024. Have a great Tuesday.